As you can see over here, I have 5 miners, and I had an issue recently is that they would go mine to different places that I did not want them to mine. And the reason is because the place that I am right now, which is Asteroid Belt, they have all the resources that I need in order to mine for my station over here, right? So the inconvenient and the reason why they would go everywhere else is because if you look over here, my manager has like 3.5 stars in management, which means that every ships can go up to, I believe, 3 gates. So if I click one of my ship over here, go to information, go to behavior, go down over here, it says so the maximum gate distance to gather resources is 3 gates. So they would usually go around here in Jupiter, Saturn 2, Saturn 1, Titan. They would go all the way to Titan. You know what I mean? They would come and farm over here instead of mining over here where I want them to be. So there's 2 ways to do it. So the first way is to change the manager. So if you come over here at manager, you want to change the manager to a 0 star, which is not very convenient because eventually they will level up and ultimately, you know, when they get more stars, your ships will be able to go to different gates, more gates, right? So that's not a good option. The best option is to make a rule. Basically, if I right click over here for information, if I go to individual instruction over here, as you can see here, I have some settings. So this one here, sector of travel. So here I created already a restriction. It's called only asteroid belt. So if you click over here, so I'm going to show you the restriction over here. So this is something you need to create. So basically you're going to call it whatever you want. I call it only mine. So here, only mine in asteroid belt. So I'm going to call it that, right? So it's easier for me to remember. And then you're going to click military ship, civilian ship. Well, actually, it's mostly civilian ship and not military, but here I put both. Sector containing dangerous region, sector owned by enemy, restrict all faction, sector owned by the following faction. So I put Xenon. So over here, by default, is like this. And what I did is I click over here, and you're going to find Xenon. There you go, Xenon. All right, so this is what I did. And then restrict all sector. So here, instead of putting all sector, I put the one that I don't want my miners to go to. So I put Getsu, Fune, Jupiter, Saturn 1, Saturn 2, Silent Witness 7. I don't think they can go all the way there, but I just put it there because I know there are some pirates over there. Getsu, Fune, there's a lot of pirates over there. So there's a lot of ore. But if you don't have any defenses, or if you don't have any squadrons to protect you, and if your miner goes there, which is not too far away, your miners may get one shot. That's why I put Getsu Fune, and I don't want them to go there. Same thing with Jupiter. Well, Jupiter, Saturn 1, and Saturn 2, there is no pirates, but I just don't want them to go there because it's, you know, they go there for nothing, right? Silent Witness 7, Tarkas Cascade. So if they go over there by mistake, they will get one shot by the pirates. Titan and Uranus. So there you go. So, and when you do this, you're going to click confirm over here, right? And when you do what I just did, basically go back. So if you look over here, if you double click your miner, they are mining in the asteroid belt. This is the sector I want them to mine. Before they were all spread out, to different sector. I was like, what? Why would they go all the way there when all the mining is here? There's so much mining over here. Well, that's because the AI believes that there's more yield in other sector, but I don't want them to go there. So because I did this restriction for my station, now my miners, they only stay over here. See, they're not going anywhere. They're all mining at the same place, and then they all bring the resources at the same station, which I want them to do. But for trader is different, because if I come over here, logical overview. So here in logical overview for selling, I have no restriction. So the restriction for selling is different. Same thing with everything else technically. So let's take a look at our seller. So now I have a seller over here. So as you can see, this is Mars, the Moon, Earth, and Venus. So if you look over here at Mars, Venus, the Moon, and Earth, there is no ore. So my miners will never come over here. So I don't need to put any restriction over here. So basically what happened is, for the seller, he will be able to sell over here because this is where I want him to come. And the reason is, if you look over here, I'm going to take this out, There you go. So ore, they are buying for 80,000 ore for 57 credit. And silicon, they need 78,000 and they buy for 149 credit. So it is perfect, right? It is perfect. So my station is just right next to the gate. So my miners are mining in the same sector, bringing all the goods over here, and then my seller will pick it up over here. Just go one gate, and it will sell at this station over here, which I want them to go. There is another station not too far away in Getsu Fune, but the problem with this place is if you come over here, there's a lot of pirates and you may get one-shot kill unless you have defenses. And I don't want to hassle with that. There is a buyer over here who needs 93,000 ore for 58 credit, and he needs 41,000 silicon for 135 credits, so he pay less, but it's still a buyer. However, the conflict that I would get over here is not worth it. That's why I want all my miners to mine over here and to sell over here, and that's it. And you can do this for every station, by the way, right? So I have another station over here, the reach. So if you come to the reach, you go information. This one is, I put the same thing, but you don't have to put the same thing. You can create a new one. And this one, I'm going to create a new blacklist. I'm going to call it No Xenon Sector. There we go. And I'm going to go with for travel over here. And again, military, everything, blah, blah, blah. Restrict over here, Xenon over here. Whoop, like this. Restrict all sector. I'm going to take the sector that I know that there's a lot of pirates, which is this guy over here, this guy over here. Getsu Fune, I know there's a lot over here. For now, this is all I remember. If there's any others, I will put them, of course. And then for this, I'm going to save the blacklist, right? So now I have two blacklists. I have only mine in Asteroid Belt and No Xenon Sector. But the No Xenon Sector, I will apply it to my other station, not the Asteroid Belt station, right? So if I get out of here, and if I go back to my reach, go information, the sector travel will be No Xenon Sector. There you go. And now to confirm that everything is fine, if I go to the other one over here, right click, information. This one is only mine in Asteroid Belt. See, so I have two stations with two different blacklists, like rules technically. So you can do that to different stations. So if you have another station, on the map, let's say you have one over here in the middle and you don't want them to go to Trinity Sanctum, then you do the same thing. That's how you actually control where you want, your miners or whatever to travel to. Another thing I forgot to mention is you can also make a trade rule for activities. By activities, it means like mining, harvesting, and etc., etc. So if you just want to do that, but you want to allow them to travel there, then you can do that too. But I'm showing you how to do it. So if you want to do that, you come over here. You go to this guy over here. You go to, you call it block activities 1, right? Whatever. And then you're going to go to sector activities, right? Military, whatever. This sector owned by enemy. Again, Xenon or any other faction. If you have, if you have any faction that you're enemy with. And here, restrict a specific sector if you want to. Again, you decide which one it is. So what this means is that your miners will not be able to mine there or harvest gas, but they will be able to travel there if they need to travel there. It's a little bit confusing, but all in all, be honest with you, I just choose the first option, which is the travel one, and I don't bother with anything else. I mean, it's up to you how you want to be more specific. So I just want to show you can do that too. But yeah, so this one, I'm not going to save that. So yeah, guys, that's how I do it in order to make sure that my miners mine at the same place and nowhere else. And it's working right now as they're all in the same sector and they're all going to one station only, right? This one is going to sell exactly what I wanted. Got to make sure that the selling price that you're doing is the same as the one they want to buy. So here it says 149 for silicon, right? So you got to make sure you sell for 149. So let me double check here. So I'm selling for 147. I can go 148, but well, actually, you know what? Maybe I should go for 148, be honest with you. So let's go silicon over here and go with 148. Why not? Right? Extra money. So that's that. And same thing with the Same thing with the ore. So my ore, I sell it for 57 credit. Okay. And here they buy it for 57 credit. There we go. I can go down to 56 just to be sure, but I mean, why not 57? Same thing with silicon. I can go up to 149, but I go down to 148 just in case. Because sometimes what happens is that sometimes they change the price. Sometimes they will make it higher, sometimes they will make it lower. So if you don't pay attention and you just do something else and you don't come back and check, you'll be like, why is it that my station is not selling anymore? Well, that's because the station who wants to buy has changed their prices and I didn't pay attention. That's why that's why I put like 1 credit less, or I'm gonna put at 56 credit just to be sure, just in case if they choose to change the price when I don't know about it, right? So I'm gonna put it at 56. There we go, and that's it. So look carefully at my restriction over here. And there we go. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it. If you like this video, please like and sub, and thanks for watching. Cheers.